What happens at laser tag never stays at laser tag.
Laser Unfocused Tag Talk.
Laser Unfocused Tag Talk.
I feel like you could be like in Ghostbusters or something.
Oh my God, you have got some stories.
Let's talk about laser tag.
Who knew you were a laser tag legend?
Time to get laser unfocused. Tag Talk with Tivia.
Welcome to Laser Unfocused Tag Talk. Hi, I'm Tivia. Laser tag is the most fun when it's immersive, and Armando DiRienzo, co-owner of TacOps Tactical Laser Tag in Fairfield and Florham Park, New Jersey, has taken steps to make that the experience in his arenas. Today, I'm being joined by Armando DiRienzo, and he is the co-owner of TacOps Tactical Laser Tag with sites in Fairfield and Florham Park, New Jersey. And I welcome you, Armando. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So I wanted to just start out by getting a little bit of background about you and some of the basics of your business. Could you tell me a little bit about your personal background in relation to laser tag?
I don't have one really with regards to laser tag other than, I loved playing as a kid. And as I got older and I got involved with escape rooms and stuff like that. One thing that always stuck out to me is with technology, how it could be cool to make laser tag a little bit more modern.
Okay. Well, then maybe let's talk a little bit about how you got started in the business of laser tag. When and
Sure.
how did you get started with TacOps?
It's something that we had been talking about for a little while. So we owned an axe throwing venue in New Jersey, and we were kind of always thinking along the lines of what's the next, cool thing for adults to do, and it was kind of like what's growing out there. And we ran, we talked about a whole bunch of different things, and then we were like, there's never been a laser tag place with the growing gaming population. That's kind of what led us down that path. It was like, hey, Call of Duty and Fortnite and all that stuff, they're huge games, and I love playing them and my partner loved playing them. So it was kind of like, let's kind of create that if we can, and do kind of a childhood memory type game. Something that we all remember fondly and market it to adults. That's what we did.
And when did you start down that road, and how did that process begin as far as building the arenas? Which came first, Fairfield or Florham Park?
Fairfield came first. So the space next door to our axe throwing, like it's 2 doors down from our axe throwing place, that opened up, and the landlord came to me and said, hey, is there anything that you want to do? Because I had talked to him a bunch about, thinking about other things. And I said, yeah, let's give this a shot. So, I was pretty confident that it would work. Unfortunately, we opened March 1st of 2020.
Oh, goodness. What
yeah,
timing?
Yeah, no, it was rough. It was rough. We opened for 2 weeks, and then we had to shut for 5 months. And halfway through that, I was like, this is a failed experiment. This is not going to work. But the landlord actually worked with us pretty well, and they were very cooperative. And once we reopened, we had to do things just to kind of get the name out there. So we were doing one-on-one games during COVID. We didn't, and I mean, you've been in our venue.
Yes.
Our arena. It's big. I mean, the battlefield is 8,000 square feet. We had 2 people in there playing, like sneaking around, playing sniper games. It was rough, but we had to try and get the word out. We were looking for whatever business we could get. So we started to gain momentum very, very quickly.
Okay. And you, obviously, by the name of the business, you went down a tactical tag route, where you've built an arena that is largely an experience with rooms. And what made you decide that you wanted to go tactical versus a traditional maze?
I just felt that the tactical side of it. So we do a lot of corporate team building with the axe throwing place, and the teamwork side of, those games that we play, capture the flag and things like that. Not that they're not played in traditional, but just the way that they're played with the weapons upgrades and things like that, with the software that we use, seem to lend itself a little bit more to the in my head. I always had Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That was the game that I played. That was what I had in my head. And to me, that always just kind of screamed the tactical side of things. So it's kind of how I got there.
Okay. And what went into your choice of the laser tag equipment that you selected?
Software. So we we use Battle Company. We were basically down between a Battle Company and another big manufacturer. We decided to go with Battle Company. I really do have a good relationship with with the sales rep. I think the team is very good over there, and to me, the most important thing was the customization that their software offered, and as well as they do have. I didn't realize how popular we were going to be with kids. I guess that's naive on my part, but it's still such a massive part of our business, and I needed the lighter equipment as well. And the other manufacturer that we were looking at, almost everything is metal, and it was heavy. So we kind of had to meet halfway. I mean, I'm Battle Company was all about the customization, and that was most important to us.
Did you experience any other laser tag, maybe at a different arena firsthand, just as you were comparing and contrasting to have ideas for styles that you wanted to go with?
I did. So I went to go visit an arena in the Midwest, and it was great. It was big. It was very, very immersive as far as the decor goes. I loved every aspect of it. There were some things that I thought they could have done a little bit better. But for the most part, it was kind of, when I saw it, I kind of thought, like, this is great, but you could make it even more immersive. There's just little things here and there. So that was kind of what got me to that point. And I'm sure at some point somebody's going to do that to me. It's just, it's just the nature of the business.
Well, you've touched on what I think is really the magic word for making a memorable experience, something immersive. And even if you go back to the very beginnings of laser tag, George Carter III, the inventor of photon, has said many times that, a big part of what he felt was so important in creating the experience was to make it immersive, to make it feel like you've really just walked into an experience. So I have played at your Fairfield, New Jersey location, but maybe you could tell me a little bit about, first of all, the differences between the two arenas, and then we can get into how you've made it an immersive experience.
Sure. So Fairfield, we didn't really had we thought that we were really going to expand the way that we are, and the direction that we're going, which is different maps every time. It's something we kicked around, but we had to see if the concept even worked first. So Fairfield, we didn't actually have a name at the time of what we wanted to do. We didn't have like a real location, I guess. So we kind of improved upon that when we went to our second location in Florham Park. Fairfield is basically just, I would say, just kind of what we like to say is it's a city under martial law, right? So, you have helicopters, spotlights, searching around. You have, beat up buildings, kicked in walls, stuff like that. You can hear gunfire and stuff in the background, but it doesn't actually have a location. Florham Park, on the other hand, my set designer, he and I were talking one day, and I basically said to him, what do you think we should do? And at the time, he was planning a trip to Japan. So, and I said, oh, I always wanted to go there. And I was like, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do Tokyo. So we made a Tokyo city street. Look, it's not true to life, like you're not going to see the same type of buildings, but gave us some different aspects of it that of the game that we could kind of modify to make it a little bit more immersive. it was cool.
Very nice. Definitely, you really thought through a lot of the immersive experience. And I could tell that when I walked through the first time, and definitely in playing the game, you already hit upon, you've got sound effects to really kind of add to the atmosphere. But something that you have done that I have not, at least consciously, been aware of any other site that I've played is you have pumped in some scent into certain parts of your arena. So I wonder if you could tell me about the rooms and about the scent and that whole concept and the how and why behind this, because I think that's a really unique component. You're not just talking about immersing yourself into the visuals or the sound effects. This is an entire sensory experience.
Yeah, we're trying. I mean, look, we started, so my partner and I've been a financial advisor for 24 years now. My partner, that you do something that long, it can get boring, right? So you need, especially when you have, you have a background, you want to kind of create stuff. My partner and I, that's kind of, he's also my partner in that business. So we started with escape rooms. And the thing that we really liked about the escape rooms, because we're both big Disney fans, was the immersive aspect of it. But there's a limit to what you can do, right? Like you play it, you play the game, you beat the game, that's it. No need to come back. We kind of wanted to create that same type of experience and kind of blend the immersiveness of escape rooms with the action and competitive nature of laser tag. And I think it's something we're always kind of improving upon, the sense that you have, which we have three. So we have one is a barber shop. As one of our respawn rooms is a barber shop. So we pump in the aftershave scent. And then the other one is a boiler room, which we pump in a boiler room smell, which is not the greatest smell. I don't care for it myself. And then the last one, we have a bar, kind of an abandoned bar, and we pump in stale beer smell, which I think is that's the one that everybody immediately recognizes. It's funny because you hear kids come off if I'm back there when there are kids back there that have never been in a bar, hopefully. But the kids will always be like, "Oh, that smells disgusting." It's like, just wait 10 years. You'll be used to it. But yeah, it's the type of thing that we're always kind of trying to, we're looking at air cannons now, that type of stuff. It's cool. I mean, I enjoy that aspect of it.
Well, those rooms definitely set the stage. The barbershop has the barbershop chair, has broken mirrors, has all the, the whole aesthetic that you would expect in a barbershop in the middle of a ravaged city like that. And the bar room, same thing. I mean, you've got the atmosphere down pat. The one thing that I thought I recognized when I visited your site that you didn't mention, and maybe this was just kind of ancillary scent, but I thought I was picking up on some kind of artillery scent from the tank that you have in the middle of the arena. So maybe you could address that.
Yeah, I do. So the fog company that we have has a scent additive, has fog additives. So that's something that we do. It can be, depending on how often the tank goes off, it can be a little bit overpowering. And it's not, again, that's the type of thing that's not really a pleasant smell either. I'm surprised you picked up on it. A lot of people don't. So I've been trying to use that a little bit more sparingly, because the people who don't know what it is just think that the place smells. And I can't have that. So
no, I actually thought that it was one of your intentional scents, because it really set the stage. I thought, oh, well, this smells like there was just artillery fired.
Yeah, no, that's great. I that's exactly what we were going for. Florham Park has been a little bit more challenging with that. It's a little harder to find smells for Florham. Look, people make all kinds of fog machines, all kinds of lighting, stuff like that, but the scents, that's a hard thing to find, to pin down, to kind of set the scene. So we're working on it.
Well, I think it's a very unique aspect, and really what caught my attention when I was at your site. So I think that all of that, the sounds, the visuals, the fragrance, it all goes into that whole immersive experience.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So, all of these are the details that kind of make the experience, but there are a lot of little details. And again, I've only been to your Fairfield site, so maybe you can address also how you've incorporated it into your Florham Park. But like just for example, you pointed out to me some things that were an homage to a movie. So talk about those little details a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, I've been a financial advisor for a while. My partner and I, we as we were growing in the business, I guess you want to say, there were movies that we both liked, and we would kind of quote to each other. One of them is Trading Places. That's a there's a whole thing with commodities brokers and stuff like that. And we always thought it was funny. So when we set this up, we have the two characters. Dan Aykroyd is Lewis Winthorpe, and Eddie Murphy is Billy Ray Valentine. So the two offices that we have in the back are one is Lewis Winthorpe's, the other is Billy Ray Valentine. So we do little things like that. They crack us up. I know most people probably don't get it. But in Florham Park too, our Florham Park location, we named one of the buildings Nakatomi Plaza, for which is from Die Hard. We do it where we can. I know some people get a chuckle out of little Easter eggs like that, and like I said, it's something that kind of we enjoy doing. So.
Well, I think those are awesome little details. And, for anybody who hasn't had a tactical laser tag atmosphere experience, I mean, the fact that you've got offices that are the places that people are tagging around, those are super cool too. So, I mean, you really do have an environment. It's not just the traditional maze structure that you see in some places. And so those details really make a difference, I think, as far as just creating the environment. Why do you feel that things like this, the whole immersive setup that you've got, why do you think that those details are worth incorporating? Especially, what would you say to somebody who says, they don't directly impact the game? So what is the purpose to that?
Well, look, there are two types of how do I put this? I would say there's two different mindsets, right? You have the mindset that wants to create a memorable experience, and then you have the mindset that the mindset that is about the competition, right? And there's no saying that you can't kind of blend the two. And I found this with the axe throwing place. There are a lot of axe throwing places out there that kind of focus on the competition. We focus on creating a fun environment, a memorable time for you and your friends. And we wanted to kind of carry that over into TAC Ops. That's what, that's kind of how we found that you build a bigger brand awareness. We do try to get the competitive. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of competition that happen between games, right? I've seen kids not physically fight, but I've seen kids and adults yell at each other. I've seen adults leave in a tantrum over thinking that they didn't get, or somebody was spawn camping them or something like that. It happens. I mean, it's still competition, but it's just not the aspect that we chose to focus on. So we decided that we wanted to focus on creating a memorable environment first, and then we felt that the competition would come. And so far it's worked.
Well, I think that you're on the right track. As a matter of fact, I'll be speaking at the Laser Tag Convention in March about how exceptional arenas make a lasting impression. And I think that those are the things that really play into just that. Without giving away any secrets, if you have anything planned, I'm just wondering if there was if you could add one element to your arena that isn't there right now, what would it be?
One thing that I have been dying to do, but I can't figure out how to get it in the building aside from taking it apart is I have access to a helicopter and a plane, and I would like to get. But now, look, my tech guy is basically telling me that he can rig it up so that it kind of whirs, and I don't know if that'll work, but that's something I would really like to get in there. But again, the problem with something that big is you take away from the play space, right? Which is that we don't want to affect the game at the end of the day. People love the game. They love the environment. We want to kind of keep it that way. So, I guess I'll put it to you this way. The next space is just going to have to be bigger so that I can fit that stuff in there.
Very good. Well, now that you've got 2 arenas launched, what advice would you give to other operators or anyone who's thinking about getting started in a laser tag business?
I think the best piece of advice I could give is stay the course, right? If you have a vision and you're confident it will work, there's going to be, again, I opened right before the pandemic shut everything down. And for months, we thought we were done. And we just kind of stayed at it and rebuilt it. We knew we had something good. It was our vision. It was what we wanted to do. And we made sure that other people understood what we were trying to create. So if there's somebody out there who has an idea for something they want to do, don't abandon it. Don't give up on it too easy. Ultimately, if you think it's cool, then it's going to come across to other people. So
Very good. Well, let's talk a little bit about the game itself. So tell me about some of the game experiences that you offer.
Well, again, so Battle Company is the reason when we went with them ultimately was because it's very customizable, and we have a standard 5 games that we run our groups through. That's kind of what we feel best kind of gives the experience to what we can offer. So we run everybody through team deathmatch, capture the flag, domination, VIP. Then we switch sides. I'm sorry, it's domination. Then we switch sides. Then we do VIP. Then team deathmatch again, and then elimination. And obviously, with elimination, there's no that's it. It's the last game. You die, you're done. Go sit in the lobby, type of thing. We like those. We've been creating some other stuff though. We have a cool look. My kids are my game testers, right? So I have 3 kids. They're 14, 12, and 10.
Yeah.
And they bring their friends. They test the games. Their favorite one is Infection, which is a preloaded Battle Company game. They love it. I mean, it's we try to improve upon it. I don't want to say improve. It's already great, but we try to make it ours, right? So we try to incorporate it where we can to make it kind of fit our arena. So we recently came up with a bomb defusal game, which blends an escape room aspect of it, right? So they have to actually kind of figure out what the code is based on, this is for smaller games, right? But they have to figure out what the code to disarm the bomb is based on certain things that we have in the arena. We've had good feedback on it, but again, not the type of thing you can run for people that are there the first time. That's for your more experienced players, for your ranked player nights, stuff like that. I just got night vision goggles, so we're gonna see how that flies. Not sure how that'll work with customers, but again, we're willing to try anything. So
Now, you referred to your customers as your groups, and obviously these are a lot of team-based games. So I'm just wondering, how do you manage your sessions so that people can participate? Do they have to come with a group or be pre-planned, or how do you accommodate walk-ins, or do you?
Unfortunately, for the last maybe year and a half, we haven't really, on the weekends, we haven't really been able to accommodate walk-ins. Look, it's great for me. It's great for it's great for the business. It's bad for them. I don't like that. That was the reason that we even opened the second location. It was like, look, if we can't take walk-ins here, we have to create somewhere that is more for public play, versus people taking it private, which is just what happened. I mean, every game that we have Saturday and Sunday is booked private. And once we opened Florham Park, the thought process was we'll just have the public games there, but then the same thing happened there. So, We have public games. We are trying to figure out the best way to incorporate public games that would make it available to anybody that did just want to walk in. But it's not easy. And as far as the way the sessions work, we start at 10:30 in the morning. The games run an hour and 15 minutes. The game session runs an hour and 15 minutes. They get 15 minutes of instruction and their briefing and their equipment. Then they play for an hour. And then if they use a party room, they go in there. But other than that, so we run them every 90 minutes until midnight.
Okay. And do you customize your experience in any way based on your group?
We do actually. So we have, remember I mentioned the war sounds before, and were they on when you were there? Did you
I believe
pick up on them?
I do recall some sounds.
Yeah. So the war sounds are, they're a little violent. They're, there's cursing in it, stuff like that. We turn that off for kids. I don't want that. And we will kind of bring the lights up a little bit if there are kids who are scared, things like that. We try not to do it too much. As you know, the ambient lighting is a huge aspect of our place. We decided to use the ambient environmental lighting instead of other types of accent lighting and stuff like that, because we felt it blended into what we were trying to create. So that unfortunately does make it dark, which some younger players obviously don't like, but we can customize it here and there. We also, through the Battle Company software, we have the ability to, give the birthday kid, twice armor, or give them a better starting weapon, that type of stuff. So we do that kind of stuff, fun little things here and there.
It sounds like you're really finding your niche with some of your audience. Who would you say is your key demographic?
From 10:30 a.m. until 6 p.m., it is almost entirely kids ages 10 to 16. 7:30, 9, 10:30 games are strictly adults. I mean, I'm not close to New York. I have people come in, like I get these groups from Brooklyn a lot. They come in. I get people from Pennsylvania. Like, it's cool to see that stuff, right? So our target is that I say 18 to 30-year-old range. That's the gamer population, right? They're the ones that grew. I mean, I grew up playing video games, but I'm older. I grew up playing, Legend of Zelda and stuff like that. Modern Warfare that's these guys, and they want to create that. And with the popularity of Twitch and stuff like that right now, the feedback has been very good.
Have you had any surprises when it comes to who has walked through your door?
We have actually. We get so I've had a couple of sportscasters, a couple of actors. I didn't know they were coming. They posted about it the next day, that they had a great time, stuff like that. I had a couple people reach out to me to shoot music videos at our place. Wyclef Jean was there. He shot a video there with a trumpeter named Theo Crocker, which is cool. It was really cool. And I get a bunch of Jets players at my axe throwing place, and since we're right next door, I'll bring them over and show them everything, and they all seem interested. They all seem like they want to play. I haven't had any in yet, but the season just ended, so yeah, hopefully.
Would it surprise you to know that the reigning Miss New York, who was first runner-up to this year's Miss America, actually loves laser tag?
Would it surprise me? No.
Her name is Taryn Delanie Smith, and here's what she had to say.
I'm Taryn Delanie Smith. I'm Miss New York 2022. and I found out about the laser tag blog, and I'm super excited. I'm gonna go home and look this up. As somebody, I'm the youngest and only girl out of 4. I have all older brothers, and so I absolutely grew up going to laser tag with my brothers, and they would beat me pretty unfairly. But I love laser tag, and I always felt like it was something that is absolutely for everyone. I think I was under the conception that it was something that's only for boys when I was younger. But then when I played laser tag with my brothers, it was actually a time that I got to join girls teams and kind of go toe to toe with my brothers. And so I have really happy memories of laser tag, and I hope that I can do it again soon.
So that's what Miss New York had to say. What do you think of that?
I'm not surprised. I would have been surprised before I opened Tac Ops. I'm not surprised anymore. It's a good family bonding experience. It seems to be something that a lot more women and girls seem to be into than I would have thought. But again, that's the gaming population. I think it's great.
Absolutely. And I bet some people say, I'm not necessarily your target demographic, but I love laser tag. And so lots of women are enjoying the experience. And there's a lot of people who just love competition and they can find it. And laser tag is a great competitive outlet, and it's athletic and it's fun and all the good stuff.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the game, one thing I always enjoy whenever it's available is taking home souvenirs from the arenas that I visit. I refer to laser tag merchandise as tag swag, whether it's a t-shirt or other cool souvenirs. So do you offer some tag swag merchandise for sale to your customers?
We do. We have your standard shirts and stuff like that. And face masks were a huge seller a year ago. But the one thing I think that we really have that I think is we're trying to make a little bit more unique to us. We offer hand stamped dog tags, and we have one side of it is the logo from our location. So Fairfield has one, Florham Park has a different one, and then the other side is stamped with their name and their call sign. It's cool.
Very nice. I took one of those home myself. So Armando, I'd love to know, what do you love most about being a laser tag operator?
It's got to be the people that when people talk about how awesome it is. I just I love responding to Google reviews and stuff like that, where people just talk about how great the staff is and how the place is cool. That's my favorite part. Like I said before, we just wanted to do something cool. I think we did it.
Well, I definitely think you have. Do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share?
No, I mean, look, I think the hardest part about laser tag is that I think a lot of people the hardest part about owning a laser tag business is that I think that you're constantly fighting this this I don't even know how to put it. It's there are a lot of people that think that it's for little kids, and that's not the case. Obviously, I mean, I think that's something that there are a lot of us out there that love it. Love traditional, love modern, and I think it's that's probably the most challenging aspect of owning a laser tag facility. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. I'm rambling at this point.
Well, how about we ramble in rapid fire and I hit you up with some rapid fire tag talk. Game for some questions?
You got it.
All right.
Yep.
Fast questions, fast answers. What's your favorite game format to play yourself?
Deathmatch.
Do you own any really special laser tag souvenirs?
I do not, sad to say.
What are you most proud of inside your arenas?
The tank. I love the tank.
That's a good one. Now, do you have a favorite laser tag arena besides your own?
I played one in Chicago. I won't mention the name, but I played one in Chicago that was fantastic. I loved it. But it was great.
Who is the coolest person that you've ever met through laser tag?
Oh, you? Do I get to say you?
Wow, yeah, you could say that. Sure. I thought Wyclef Jean, but okay.
Yeah, it's gotta be it's gotta be Wyclef. Yeah, that was cool.
Fair enough.
But you're a very close second. Yeah, you're a very close second.
Thank you. And what do you think makes laser tag the best game on earth?
It's the competition. It's got to be, it's competition against friends. It's great. I think it's a great social game. Nobody talks during the game, but after the game, everybody's talking about, when I came around the corner and you were there, and Gaia, it's great. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much for taking some time to talk with me. That's my guest, Armando DiRienzo, and he's the co-owner of TAC-UPS Tactical Laser Tag in Fairfield and Florham Park, New Jersey. So thank you, Armando.
Thank you for having me. It was great talking to you again.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Laser Unfocused Tag Talk. Listen for more episodes on the first and third Friday of each month. Want to be a guest on an upcoming episode? Find out more and follow my blog and website at TiviaChickLovesLaserTag.com.